Sleep is essential to our overall well-being, and disruptive sleep can affect our entire life. So that is why it's important to talk about our sleeping habits. We've got sleep expert Dr. Carlos Nunez here to tell us a little bit more. Hi, doctor.
Hello, Elsa. Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to have you here. First of all, tell me, why is sleep so very important?
Well, sleep is one of the three pillars of good health. We talk a lot about diet and exercise, but we often neglect our sleep. And without good, healthy sleep every single night, your body, your brain suffers. It leads to devastating health consequences down the road. It leads to things like daytime sleepiness, which is a major contributor to things like automobile accidents and workplace accidents. So sleep is really important, and it's something we should not ignore.
And what is the top issue impacting how we sleep?
So, unfortunately, we have about 54 million Americans who suffer from a condition called sleep apnea. And more scary than that 54 million number is the fact that more than 80% of them don't even know they have it. They are undiagnosed and untreated for a disease which is easily treated but leads to extremely devastating health consequences, like an increased risk for dementia, increased risk for mortality, cardiovascular disease, exacerbations of mental illness. So it's a really important condition to get a handle on. And again, so many Americans don't even know they have it.
What are the signs or the symptoms of sleep apnea?
So the number one sign is snoring. Now, if you snore, it doesn't mean you have sleep apnea, but severe snoring, or if your bed partner reports it sometimes sounds like you stop breathing or you choke or you gag during your sleep, that's a pretty good indication that you're suffering from sleep apnea. What happens is the tissues in your throat relax when you sleep, and in a sleep apnea patient, they collapse to the point where the airflow is completely blocked from getting into your lungs. The oxygen level in your blood drops, and your brain actually believes that you're being suffocated. So it will wake you up just enough to take a breath, but not enough to know that you are awake. The problem is, in sleep apnea, this can happen 10, 20, 50, 100 times an hour, every hour of every night that you sleep. So you will never get a restful sleep. You're depriving your brain and your body of much needed oxygen, and that's what sets up, over many years, those consequences that I talked about, the cardiovascular disease, the impacts on your mental health and your brain health, and your overall well-being.
So one, how can it be treated? And also, is there any new technology that's available now when it comes to treatments?
Sure. So the gold standard has been for decades and continues to be CPAP, which stands for continuous positive airway pressure. This is a CPAP machine in front of me, and this device is it's called the AirSense 11. My company ResMed has just released this device in the last 2 weeks. It's the most modern, most connected device that's ever been out there. As you can see, it's beautiful, it's sleek, it's modern. It's more like your smartphone than your grandfather's CPAP device. It can receive over-the-air upgrades to its software. It's connected so your doctor or your other healthcare providers can monitor how you're doing. But you can also monitor your therapy. You can download an app which connects to it wirelessly. And recent studies show that a patient using a connected device who uses an app to monitor their therapy actually adheres to therapy more than 80%, which is much higher than the adherence to medication therapy. And that's the key. If you have sleep apnea, you need the therapy, you need the treatment to avoid all of those devastating health consequences down the line.
All right, and where can we go for more information?
There's a great website. It's sleepforbettertomorrow.com. Has a lot of information about sleep in general, wellness, and also specific conditions like sleep apnea. So sleepforbettertomorrow.com.
Dr. Carlos Nunez, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.